All right, as for COVID-19, Olisa, to answer you, we're going first to South Africa. And in South Africa, we hear that the country has tightened its lockdown restrictions from last night as COVID-19 infections in the country have soared. Earlier, our South African correspondent, Candice Bailey, highlighted some of the restriction measures, announced by President Cyril Ramaphosa in his address last night.
11 p.m. to 10 p.m., which means that restaurants will have to close at 9 so that workers can get home. We are no longer selling alcohol on weekends, so alcohol will only be able to be sold from Mondays to Thursdays between 10 and 6, and that's for off-site consumption. On-site consumption, you'll still be able to buy over the weekend. Also, funerals, you'll only be able to have 50 guests at any funeral, and venues will only be able to have 50 people inside and 100 people outside. So nothing new, nothing spectacular, but still the same restrictions that we've seen earlier on in the pandemic.
From there, we move to Namibia, where the country has locked down the capital city, Windhoek, to contain the further spread of COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the president, Hage Geingob, made this known while addressing his nation just yesterday. The president said that this is aimed at safeguarding the lives and livelihood of Namibians, adding that the existing public health regulations announced on May 28th and set to expire on June the 30th will now be amended. Windhoek has recorded about 52% of the total cases in the entire country and is currently the epicenter in the fight against COVID-19. Now, Geingob, the president, also reduced the number of persons at public gatherings to 10, while events should not last longer than 2 hours. And finally, we'll give you an overview of COVID reports in Africa. Now, so far, the continent has reported over 5.6 million cases, over 135,000 deaths, and over 4.5 million recoveries. Also, the continent has carried out over 49.8 million tests. We also would like to say that we all should still take COVID restrictions seriously as the virus is still out there.
Right, thank you very much, Bernard Akede, for the latest when it comes to COVID-19 updates. And we know that a lot of people have, some people have watched the full interview and also on YouTube, but we'll be previewing it again on News Central with full 10 minutes. And Bernard, well, what can I say? We'll just brace ourselves for that report. But thank you very much for such investigative journalism and taking the pains and the trips to go there, and cover this story in Igogo. Thank you.
You're welcome.